So far we've looked at how to factor a greatest common factor as well as some special common factors. These are the factoring shortcuts. What we're going to look at now is factoring by grouping. When you want to use factor by grouping, if you have 4 terms, you should always look to see if you can factor by grouping because it's going to make your life a whole lot easier. Now, there is a bit of a caveat with factor by grouping so you don't mess up your signs. I like to teach everybody that you want to always have a plus towards the middle. And I want to show you why right now. With factor by grouping, it's exactly what the name says. We're going to group terms together. So I'm going to take my first 2 terms and I want to put brackets around them. I'm going to group them together. And I'm going to take my second 2 terms and I'm going to group them together. You notice how I have this plus. I always want to have a plus in between my groups. And I'll show you how to deal with it when it's not written as a plus here in a second. All right. So what we're going to look at now is we're going to look at each individual group and we're going to take out our greatest common factor. So I'm going to look and say, all right, 8x to the 5th minus 6x squared. What do they have in common? Well, my 8 and my 6 have a 2 in common. That's my greatest common factor for my numbers. And an x to the 5th and x squared has an x squared in common. So I can actually take out a 2x squared. Now, when I do that, remember we have to divide it out. So this is going to give me 4x cubed. And 2x squared, well, this is going to give me minus 3. All right, so that first group is done. We're going to move on to the next group. I have my plus side. I'm going to look. Well, 12x cubed minus 9. Well, what does that have in common? Well, it doesn't have any x's, but it does have a 3 because 3 goes into 12 and 3 goes into 9. So I'm going to do my 3. And remember, we have to divide it out. This is going to give me 4x cubed minus 3. Now, if it does factor, notice that this and this are the same because here is a whole term and here is a whole term. I have another greatest common factor. My other greatest common factor here of this is 4x cubed minus 3. So I can factor that greatest common factor out, 4x cubed minus 3. And that would leave me, when I divide it out, my 2x squared plus 3. When I divide the 4x cubed minus 3 out of the second term as well. And now you are fully factored by doing factor by grouping. Hi, I'm Mr. Buzzard, and these videos are supplemental instruction for my students. If you found the video enjoyable, make sure you click the like button and click subscribe, as well as the bell for notifications to receive future videos on high school mathematics.